Right, two stories really from the Middle East that demand our attention this morning. The first I referred you to a moment ago. The second, of course, is announcements by the Israeli government that they intend to take control of more of Gaza. So the worst possible predictions of Benjamin Netanyahu's critics have now almost all come true. Impossible, I think, to reject the term ethnic cleansing in that context. And increasingly, of course, people are choosing to use the word genocide as well. But it is to the first story that I want to turn your attention first. Two witnesses now describing the bodies of 15 Palestinian paramedics and rescue workers killed by Israeli forces 10 days ago in Gaza. Two witnesses describing that some of those bodies were found with their hands or legs tied and had gunshot wounds to the head and chest. Nebal Farsakh is a spokesperson for the Palestine Red Crescent Society and joins us now from Ramallah. I know this is a slightly silly question, Nebal, but for some of my listeners, we'll be introducing themselves to the detail for the first time. So can you just run us through the circumstances that led up to the killings 10 days ago?
Good morning, and thanks for having me. The Palestine Red Crescent is devastated by the killing of 8 medics of my colleagues who were killed while performing their humanitarian duties. This makes up the total number of PRCS members who have been killed while wearing the Red Crescent emblem to 27 PRCS staff and volunteers were killed in the Gaza Strip since October 2023. We received a call for help for injured civilians after a home was bombed. So an ambulance or 2 ambulances were dispatched to the same incident. One of the ambulances managed to get to the location and transport the casualties to the hospital, but the other ambulance, which was dispatched from a different ambulance station, did not come back. So the connection was lost, and then we asked the other ambulance to go and check on their colleagues on their ambulance station because they were not picking up their phones. On the road, they found the PRCS ambulance and the doors were open and there was a number of casualties on the ground, injured, including our staff. They called for help and asked the dispatch to send more ambulances to help transporting and evacuating the wounded, including the staff. And it turns out that even the 2 ambulances who were dispatched later to save their lives, they also came under heavy gun fire as one paramedic was over the line with the dispatcher. We heard a heavy gunfire, and then later we heard sound of Israeli soldiers in the location talking to each other before the line was completely lost. And this is the team member who is still missing up to this moment, as out of the 10 paramedics who were responding, 10 PRCS paramedics, 1 colleague is still missing, and we believe he might be arrested. Other colleague was released in the same day, and he is the only survivor from the ambulance team. He is the only survivor. He was at the first ambulance who went missing and tried to check on them, and he confirmed that a heavy gunfire, they were subjected to a heavy Israeli gunfire, and both colleagues who were in the front of the ambulance were injured or killed.